Professor Martins Emeje, the Director General, Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, joins me now for more discussion on traditional medicine and its development, efficacy, and rationality in the entire corpus of healthcare. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you for inviting me.
And congratulations on your appointment onto the WHO board. How significant is this and the development of alternate medicine in Nigeria?
Thank you. It's highly significant. The appointment itself is very significant, not just for me, but for my country and my continent, because it is the first time a black man is appointed to such a position at the World Health Organization advisory group. There are different sectors like that, and groups have their different stacks, but that of traditional medicine, we all know that traditional medicine is sensitive and is important and attract a lot of attention from the globe. And it's not surprising,
but
because most people of the world, that's what they use.
Yeah, but in Nigeria, it does not attract the much needed foreign exchange. Rather, what we see more about traditional medicine is the paraga sold on the corners and crannies and motor parks of
no,
Nigeria,
that's not what
right?
is that's part of the things this administration we have tried to do in the last 2 years. Before I go to WHO, as you probably know, and because I've been here 2 times or so, we have tried to tell people what traditional medicine is. Natural medicine, which is traditional medicine, is a component. Advocacy around it. If you a few months ago, the Nigerian House of Representatives passed a resolution on prioritizing natural medicine in Nigeria, and all of that, and the fact that we should not be saying that natural medicine is alternative to any form of medicine, because that's what majority of our people do. So, I mean, going back to what we said earlier, it's highly significant to me as a person, as a professional, as a pharmacist, right? Because there's nothing bigger that one would expect to do than to be at the global stage where you can impart and provide your services to the entire world, especially the poor of low and medium income countries. And hugely significant for my country, Nigeria, because it alludes and confirms to the fact that the work we have been doing in the last 2 years is gaining attention globally. And Africans jubilated
at
India.
Are the pharmaceutical companies globally,
yes,
coming to put down money for research and the patents we are getting from your own development?
Okay, so let me say this, because you said earlier about not having a lot of a foreign exchange for Nigeria. It's not just Nigeria. You see, you use money to look for money, right? Invest, even though majority of the world use traditional medicine. The truth is that less than 1% of funding in research goes to traditional medicine. That's to tell you the kind of imbalance that we have, and why, and to tell you also that we are not putting our money where our mouth is, because and are we surprised? That's why the world has a lot of health issues, especially in developing countries, because we are not investing, we are not funding research and development in traditional medicine, which is one of the thematic areas that we are advising WHO to go into now. As we come up with our 2026-2027 work plan, one of the biggest areas that we are emphasizing on is funding for research and development in traditional medicine. Because if we are talking of evidence generation, if we are talking of developing regulatory framework and regimes, if we are talking of integrating traditional medicine into the healthcare systems of countries, if we are talking of collaboration that is needed between countries, among institutions, multidisciplinary relationship that we are supposed to find, which is what drives good quality research, then there must be funding,
and
right?
there must be safety standards and efficacy too that the WHO will normally postulate and put down.
Yes, you know, and let me tell you this, because one of the things that people who don't understand this sector talk about is that there is no evidence of safety, there is no evidence of efficacy in traditional medicine. And I usually will tell people that you are talking about what you don't know. You know, we all go to school to study certain courses, and we call ourselves professionals in those areas. Those who are about mountain traditional medicine, which school of traditional medicine did they go?
Is there one in Nigeria?
There are schools of traditional medicines across the globe, and in the last 2 years,
Nigeria,
we have started a school of traditional medicine in Nigeria now at the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency. Okay, so you need to go to school in order to know anything that you have to know. Now, our traditional medical practitioners.
Prof, let's take it gradually. I can see the passion in you.
Yes, you know, there's usually no time, so I need to say a lot before I leave here.
It's all right. We'll give you enough time.
Okay.
Let's look at, I mean, Nigerians will be interested. School of Traditional Medicine,
yes.
Fine.
Yes.
We don't want to talk about the failure of the research institutes, the universities, and the rest in rising up to the occasion. Who are your students here?
The students are anyone who is interested in traditional medicine. It can be traditional medical practitioners. We have some traditional medical practitioners. We have pharmacists. We have anyone can be a student.
The world shouldn't call them herbalists anymore.
No, there's nothing wrong with being herbalist. Okay. I tell people that one of the sweetest names I like people to call me is DG Babalao Agency. Yes, I am a proud DG, Babalao DG. You see, because it's colonialism that is making all of us to be raising shoulders that no native doctor should not be called native doctor. Once you hear native doctor, somebody will be thinking that that person is a devil. Those, I mean, Western trained pharmacists, Western trained medical doctors. We all studied to become pharmacists and medical doctors using colonial curriculum, not Nigerian curriculum. So our problem is fundamental in terms of our education. Why do we all speak English today? Most of the people who treat our people in our rural communities, they speak Hausa, Yoruba, Igala, Idoma, Igbo in their local communities, and they treat people. In fact, let me tell you, no matter how I call myself professor, if I go to my village, the man who has not gone to any formal school, does not have any primary or secondary school certificate, but who is treating people in the village, is more important than my English-speaking professor. So that is the reason why for us, that is the reason why now that we have gone to school, now that we have used colonial curriculum to get Western education, to become useful, we should use our brain to now apply what we have studied there to developing our own means of healing people, which is our traditional medicine. And that is the challenge that WHO has taken headlong. And I think we should all know that for WHO to come up heavily like this means they have started seeing what some of us have been talking about in the last 10 years. And I'm glad I'm part of the team that is going to get this done for the world.
So which means you're part of this WHO Global Advisory Group.
Yes.
Is going to create strategic opportunities.
Yes.
You know, for
for Nigeria, for Africa, and for the world. But charity begins at home.
A lot of
unfortunately, I am superintending over the Natural Medicine Agency in Nigeria, and we already, you know, the world is a global village now. Anything you are doing, people are seeing you. People knew that, people around the world know that, in the last 24 months, there's been a lot of activities, the type that has never happened before in the history of Nigeria, in the area of traditional medicine. Yes.
So there's going to be a massive boom, even in research, in the universities, for practitioners. And
I have over 16 professors of medicine currently working with me. I have a lot of, it's a multidisciplinary fair, right? more than 11 associations of traditional medicine have forgotten all their infights, and they have come together in unity, because we have all decided that, look, they have, in fact, when they came last week, they said, look, Prof, we have come to say, now that you are in WHO, we don't want our country to be put to shame. So we want to rally around behind you. Tell us what we should do so that our country will move forward. For example, the first digital documentation of traditional medical practitioners, their practices and products, we started it about 8 months ago in Nigeria. If you look at the 4 thematic areas that we are going to deal with in WHO, is one of them. And people were asking, oh, this thing you are doing, why is it there? I say, I am there, so why will it not be there? We are about to, get into the global sphere too. Now, a lot of things that we do, when you talk about universities and research institutes failing, is a wrong narrative, because to just give a sweeping statement that there is failure is not correct, because there are a lot of research that has been done and they are not in the marketplace where they should be. A lot of them are gathering dust in our research. So
you have branding problems then. Prof,
when you say branding, when you say branding problem, it is not branding problem. It is the colonial mentality of our people, that is responsible. And I'm saying all of us, from the top to the least person, colonial mentality. The only people that are free of this colonial mentality are the people in the rural areas who use our traditional medicine. But those of us who are privileged are now policymakers, are now occupying heavy and serious positions where we should support the research and development of traditional medicine for integration into our healthcare systems in a way that it can be useful to the majority of our people that are actually using them. We are not doing that. So I've made proposals, I've submitted proposals to the National Assembly. I told you, National Assembly passed a resolution, and I'm expecting that now there's going to be heavy support in that area. For example, this documentation that is the first step in standardization. Because as a pharmacist, I have a number. If you go to Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, my number, I'm the only one that has it, 0088660. That we must also have numbers for all our traditional medical practitioners. And we don't have that because we don't have their data. Some countries that are serious in this area, and I'm not going to mention those countries, they have this kind of data. We have started it about 8 months ago. Now, to do it in the 774 local governments in Nigeria, you know what that means. But when you talk about it now, people, because of their colonial background and because they have refused to decolonize their brain and still think that traditional medicine is for the poor, is for the wretched, is for those who didn't go to school, they think that is not an area we should develop.
You are coming
and I always tell people,
yes, you are coming from an orthodox background.
Correct.
In the healthcare industry.
Correct.
Now, what kind of collaborative efforts is your agency going to be having with the NMA, for example, and other scientific based organizations?
There is nowhere in the world that you can carry out any good scientific research without collaboration.
Yeah.
It must be multidisciplinary. I just told you I'm working with at least 16 professors of medicine now, right? That is just medicine, not chemists, not physicists, not anthropologists, not even people in religion. Because natural medicine, your religion, your religious practices is in natural medicine. It's in traditional medicine. All of those people of different disciplines are working with our agencies now. More than 23 different institutions are collaborating with the agency in this area. So we are together designing how to carry out proper documentation, research, development, quality assessment, evaluation of efficacy, in order to separate what works from what does not work. To us, and you said rightly that I'm coming from the Western medicine background, allopathic medicine background. Yes, correct. Now, the protocols the standards, the norms, the SOPs, standard operating procedures that we use in research in this area is known. They are all known already. A lot of those protocols are useful in research and development of traditional medicine, but a lot of them are also not useful. Why? Because they are not robust or sensitive or knowledgeable enough. Even the facilities, even the machines are not competent to study traditional medicine. And what should we do? And what should we do? And what should we do? What we should do is to design appropriate research protocols and mechanisms that can answer the questions in traditional medicine, so that we can develop and design and prepare evidences that is required to support whatever efficacy or safety that we need to generate in this area. And in terms of quality, it is easier to get that achieved, because what is quality after all? That what you have is able to provide the desired outcome every time you want it to provide the kind of outcome that you desire in a form that is safe for use by the person that needs it. And that's what we are doing now. And we are gearing it up and stepping it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Professor Martins Emeje is the Director General, Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency, and a member of the WHO advisory group and board for traditional medicine. Thank you for coming on Newsnight.